This is 314 Howard in Delta. I'm going to take you on a tour of the plant life, trees, fruit, herbs, and garden that we have here. It's a catappa tree. Did not flower yet. They're coming though. They usually come by Father's Day. And this is a black walnut and another black walnut. These snapdragons I planted by seed last year in the fall. Just save the dried seed pods and crunch them in before you mulch out for the fall. Tulips, Hyacinthia, crocus, come up in the spring. There's a little bit more. These silly things just grow everywhere. Pampas grass. There were trees grown out of the porch, by the way. We bought the property in 2000. Of course, we cut them down. And then we have over on this side of the property the juniper tree, and it is just fine. It's all bending. It's beautiful. That's a lilac. There's chokecherry behind from the neighbors. There's gooseberry. This is a heavenly bush and white flowering in the spring. Another huge and amazing catappa tree. I think that was planted around the 1938 year that the property came into being. Here we have some columbine, and that's an elderberry. I've harvested elder flowers already. You can use that in tincture, dried in teas, and then let the berries go, and you know what else to do with that. That's a big old apricot. It's not often that we actually get apricots from that. Very, very old tree. Of course, a big old pine. And over here we have a a lavender bush. It's very hardy. There's not a lot that grows right there in that dirt. I don't know why. There is a datura that comes up every year just from deep, deep roots. And that's that little broadleaf one right there. It's a hallucinogen, by the way. The seeds, don't do it. Grapes, and these are a red and a white seedless. They're small, sweet. I make wine and raisins with them. You do need to put some hog's panel or something around it. Better, more like a chicken wire, because the coons smell that good sweetness and they want to come on down and enjoy themselves for your harvest. So that's not cool. Okay, over here we have Russian sage, and this is a ginkgo. I want you to know that I have been using this ginkgo every year. I harvest it just when the edges of the leaf turn yellow in the fall. Let them dry, you grind them. You can make capsules with that. Same thing as the store people. That's a jumping onion. When it falls over, it plants new onion. And you have some St. John's wort, and that's a sedum on the end. We'll come back to the garden in just a moment. That's an apricot tree there. All kinds of wonderful colored columbine in here. There's a purple and yellow and golden, and they just come up all by their little lonesome every year. And so do the hollyhocks. Usually they're pale pink and a fuchsia pink. This is a really nice shade tree, by the way, for this area, which I put up in 2016, and we had a swing up there, just phenomenal. This is a hawthorn tree, and that has white flowers on it in the spring, and the bees love it. Do yourself some harmony and sit underneath that tree when the honeybees are all over it. It is phenomenal. This is a forsythia, your first flowering, yellow flowers in the spring. Here's a couple of speedwell, a yellow rose, eusedum. This is a big old oregano. There's some volunteer cosmos, and this plant you want to know. This is not this weed here, but calendula. This one right here. So there's one flower starting. This is a fantastic anti-inflammatory. So I pick the flowers when they're in full bloom, dry them, and make an infused oil and use it in salves. You have a pink yarrow here, and then the yellow yarrow is right in there. These are volunteer potatoes. I bet you I'll be harvesting these potatoes here in July. There's a few volunteer onions. This is a good place to plant corn. It's been dug and dug and dug, but it needs weed maintenance. So that's just the way that is. Okay, over here we have Vitex. This bush here is a purple flower. It's fragrant when it first starts flowering. And then in the fall, it still flowers, but it's not quite as fragrant. This is valerian. It is the sweetest smelling flower in the evening. The root is what you use for sleep. I can't take it because it gives me bad dreams, but it is so fragrant. It's funny, it smells like dirty socks during the day, but at night, like when it's supposed to attract whatever creatures love it, maybe bats, I don't know. It smells so beautiful. You know, I've got 2 different kinds of parsley. This is a big old tarragon, needs to be harvested. There's a volunteer columbine. There's lily. There's garlic chives over here. This one, you do not use that blade of it. It's very rough. What you do is you wait until the flower buds come up, and then you cut those and chop them up, and it's a very rich garlic flavor. This apricot tree here is the one that gives you the most fruit. This year in April, we had the hardest freeze. It was terrible. So we are without apricots this year. Down to 21 degrees. Unbelievable. And they were already a 1/4 inch big because it was so warm in March. So consider it a gift. Okay, this tree is a crabapple. It is the most beautiful crabapple tree in town. It has, in the spring, white flowers, and just its shape, it is so gorgeous, so gorgeous. That's another Vitex right there. That's a plum tree with 1 dead branch. That also lost its fruit this year. You have a couple, 3, 4 lilac and a couple more crab apples over there. And we'll just give you this view as we walk toward the garden space. And I'll tell you what we've got going in there. Okay, you can see this scraggly looking rhubarb. I'll tell you why it's scraggly, because I harvested a whole big bunch and froze it just 2 days ago. But it's still going to keep growing. We'll keep watering, we'll keep growing, it'll replenish itself. A couple of hens and chicks. You have a few areas here, containers that you can plant. I had big pots up on top here, and that's an iris. It came from a former cancer patient of mine, and his name is Larry Pryor. He died from Moore, Minnesota. He did a hybrid himself, and it's a pretty kind of a golden yellow. Okay, over in here, I thin out a whole big bunch of any weeds that I can, but bindweeds are just a problem everywhere. This is lemon balm. I have already harvested the first round and dried it. 2 big screens of it. There's peppermint that's growing in it. Guess what? Perfect combo for tea. Cut them together, dry them together, use them fresh. Here's the area I just cleared out. I've already harvested the garlic that was in there. Just did that the other day. There's a few more left, and there's more peppermint. It just grows right along in there. And you can see volunteer dill. Just let that dill seed and sprinkle it, and you will see it early in the spring. That's another big oregano right there. Got beds ready to plant. We're going to be having carrots and beans and squash, and if you don't buy it, we're going to be eating good all winter. Okay, right in here you have horseradish. Horseradish is a bad spreader, so you have to dig it in the A months, April or August. And the big roots, you just peel them, you cut them, put them in a blender with distilled vinegar, white distilled vinegar, salt, and a little water. Freeze them in little batches, and you've got your sauce mix. And then we have raspberries. These are ever-bearing. You can see we're going to be having our first harvest here probably July, early July. We get another round in about September, and those are even bigger. than the first harvest. There's quite an abundance, and they will keep spreading out. You can see they're already coming out this way a bit. Hey, like anything, you have to keep it tame. This is a pear tree. We did get some pears, even though it froze bad. There's a few little lovelies in there. This actually has two different kind of pears on it. One is a brown one is like a brown skin. The other is more of a like a smooth, big yellow. Let's see if I can find any on there for you. Oh, there's one right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's growing. Okay, cool stuff, huh? You know why this is so lush? Because we have this wonderful water up here. You have ditch rights, the Marjorie Ditch, which is a clear seepage ditch. Look how clear that water is. It comes right through the rocks. Right now it's flowing really, really well. It started good about a few weeks ago, but there is water running all year long. I'm going to take you into this we call the dog pen. We had a Pyrenees and a Husky who lived in here. Both have passed on, but we put a big water tub out there for them that we filled from the ditch, and we had a teepee for shade, and they loved it. This quince comes from the East Coast, and it also got froze out. It's a funky fruit, but it makes a really good jelly. It's really mucilaginous, super high in vitamin C. This is apple tree, and this one is a golden, and I think we did lose most of them. We did not prune these trees or spray them this year because we had an offer that fell through that was a contingent, so then we missed our pruning time. So they are not, and I didn't want to spray if people didn't want them sprayed. And this is another apple. This is an earlier apple, and it makes a great apple pie. It's kind of a golden right there. And this is a peach. Leave that other dead hap over there. Okay, it keeps the thing up. Okay, and we're back to that big old apricot that we looked at by the elderberry. I'm going to show you this gooseberry is full. Gooseberries this year. There you go. Make yourself some gooseberry jam. And look how huge that elderberry bush is. Okay, and then we're going to come on up here, and I'm going to show you where our water line ends, where the dam is from the neighbors. Right in there you can see the marker, so they can't put their dam any further over, and they cannot fully obstruct the flow of the water. So this is water coming down from the hill and across. There's seepage lines everywhere in that hill, and the city had to make a decision about what to do about it way back in the day because there was no control. So now there is, and my husband has to clean it once a month. He's the ditch cleaner guy. I'll show you the expanse of this so I tell you about the ditch. Yeah, so you have to rake it and pull the weeds. He's made it so that it's dammed really good where that sump pump is. This is how huge this property is. 0.52 acres, 6 city lots. The sump pump comes with the property. You can see it up here. It's an older pump, but he maintains it every year, and he puts the sump piece in a basket in the ditch by the dam up there, and that works really, really well. And then we'll just come back around here and show you. I laid rubber down a few years back because of the bindweed and such, and this works really well. You get adequate enough harvest. If you want to landscape or you want to dig more out, I would suggest putting a really heavy barrier, just because of what this valley is full of, elm trees and bindweed, right? Okay, I didn't show you the trumpet vine over here. So I brought this yellow trumpet vine from Arizona. Hummingbirds love it. So we do with this space, we put a table with an umbrella. I did not trim it back this year, but put that umbrella under there, and then you have another shade area for that. There's a hummingbird feeder. They know where it is. It's out of the watering area, and that works good. The neighbors have a red trumpet vine that the hummingbirds also love. We get a lot of sparrows, finches, the swallowtails come around. And later on, maybe we'll have some mammoth butterflies, but you can hear the birds. Listen. How peaceful, how beautiful. I love this place. I hope you enjoy it someday. You buy it, enjoy it.